Guys, we've had a big run in the markets the last couple days. Everybody's probably wondering, has Bitcoin finally bottomed? It has been the year of pain for Bitcoin bulls and Bitcoin maxis and Ethereum maxis and everybody else in the cryptocurrency except those dreaded short sellers. So now we've been in a rounding pattern for months in Bitcoin and in Ethereum, and we're starting to see signs of life. So the big question now is, coming from all the way from the 60,000s down into sub 20, have we finally bottomed? So remember this, guys, that bottoms are a process. They are rarely an event, meaning it's very rare to just see a V-shaped bottom where you get like a crash and then, right, you just start trending, right, the next day or the next week. Bottoms take time. See, things like stocks, cryptos, anything in a crash environment, it takes time to heal. It's like a person after a bad breakup, right? You just need that months of Netflix and ice cream and one-night stands to start to heal. And Bitcoin is the same way. We can see here last month we touched down into the 18,000, 17,000 range, and now we've been just going sideways for a period of time, but there is some signs of life that I think we really need to go over. Number one, we're starting to get a series of higher lows that are happening in Bitcoin. Every single pullback, when it looks really, really nasty, has been bought up, and we're getting a series of higher lows and higher highs. And so now what we can start to see here is if we break this previous high and that first pullback, we get another higher low, we can start to reasonably say that there's some upside back into the markets, and we may start to drift into this right range over here at the 30,000, or possibly back up to the 200-day moving average. One of the big things that's helping Bitcoin right now is that the U.S. stock market has also shown the same pattern. When you think of markets, Bitcoin was originally, right, that inflation had and another form of money. But the reality in this bear market has set in that Bitcoin is just a risk asset. It's like a hot tech name with no earnings. In a bull market, a hot tech name with substandard products and no earnings are the stocks that go up the most. Those are the ones that are $10, $20, and right, a year later you see them at $300, $400, $500. It's that hype train, and Bitcoin is the same way. When the U.S. stock market is cooking, Bitcoin is a risk asset. It trades like a tech name. And so now we're starting to see signs of life in the U.S. tech market. So if we take a look at the QQQ, that's the ETF for the U.S. tech market. We have been in a range since the middle of May. Even though it feels like we've been in this big bear market crash, in reality, we've softened that up in the last couple months and entered a very tradable range. And so around the same time, you're starting to see that same type of rounding in Bitcoin, and the U.S. market is starting to break some key levels, and you're starting to see the same action. What do you notice here, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and we're starting to grind a little bit higher. So even though we're in a longer range, right, on a short-term basis, we're starting to see our moving averages start to curl up, which indicates trend on a specific time frame. You're starting to see price action start to go up, and you're seeing some big rounding bases in a majority of tech names: Squarespace, Roblox, Nvidia, AMD. So going back into Bitcoin, you can see this kind of 24,000 is going to be key. I'm looking real closely right now to see if we break and hold this level. If that happens, you know, we're going to get a nice run. Currently, we've been trading a Uni and Matic and a whole host of other names, Cake. So I added a position today in FTM. It's looking similar to Bitcoin, but its risk profile is a little bit higher. You can see we pulled back into 20 SMA and starting to ramp. I think if we can clear this kind of 35, 36 range, we've got some good upside on it. You don't have the 200-day moving average till $1. So we could get a nice run in this. Now, will it get to $1? Yeah, right. Not anytime soon, but we want to start to see it thrusted into those 40s and 50s. And I think Unisoft still has some room to go. These DEXs are going to be big because there's all this news about Coinbase and KuCoin and the rumors, right, that they're holding customers' funds or they might not be solvent. And you saw with the 3AC and some of these other hedge funds going bust. Now we're starting to see, right, like a little bit of action coming back into the DEX market. I think that Uni's going to be the good day trader because it's got the pure heat. But another name that you want to really keep an eye on because it hasn't moved yet is Cake. You've got a big rounding pattern here. If you can clear this 370 spot, I think this one's got a lot of upside. You might see this thing run into the 455 range really quickly if the market can hold. But guys, remember this, we are in a bear market, all right? Even though it feels great to catch the bottom on a stock or get something cheap in a coin, the easiest money is made when you're in a trending environment because it doesn't really matter what price you buy it. Is it $5, $7, $8? It's about how much can it move in the shortest amount of time, right? If I want to get something going with momentum and it goes from 7 to 10 in 2 days, I think that's a lot better than me trying to get it real cheap and then holding it, right, for months and months and months to get the same 3 points. There's opportunity cost for us retail traders and having our cash occupied. So keep an eye on this Cake. I like FTM also. The market is looking better. Does it mean we're out of the woods? No. But we need to see that BTC break that 24 range, right? Make a higher low on the first pull. And I think that's going to give us some upside. Things are starting to look a little bit better. It's starting to feel like we could take a little bit more risk on, but we still have to be cognizant that we are in a one-year bear market. You know, we got to still manage our risk accordingly. Guys, feel free to leave me any comments or questions. Look forward to hearing from you.